be honest, smoking feels amazing. It's an irresponsible thing to say, but if we're going to talk about it, we might as well do so truthfully. Smoking is a unique problem because it creates a temporary issue and offers an instant solution, but it's also a dangerous game. Here's how it works. You smoke, and suddenly you're hooked. Your brain craves nicotine, making you jittery, nervous, and stressed for up to 72 hours. But one puff and boom, you feel great again. It's that simple, and that's what makes it so addictive. It's not just about the physical addiction, though. Smoking becomes your trusty sidekick in so many ways. It helps you focus at work, gives you an excuse for regular breaks, which is actually good for your mind, fights boredom like a champ, keeps your appetite in check. Hello, weight control, makes bad times less awful, and good times even better. It's incredibly social. Smokers always group up. Plus, there's something deeply satisfying about putting something between your lips, one of the most sensitive parts of your body. Now let's light up and see what really happens inside your body when you smoke. The worst thing. A cigarette is more than just tobacco. It's a carefully crafted cocktail. You've got dried tobacco leaves mixed with chemicals that make it burn slowly, helping you absorb nicotine. There are even flavors added to make the smoke less harsh. When you inhale, you're breathing in 95% gases like carbon dioxide and water vapor, 5% particles called tar. This is where the nicotine and other fun stuff hides. As you puff away, billions of particles interact with everything they pass through. They stick to your throat, tongue, and windpipe. Then they invade your lungs, which are like big inflatable sponges with their own filter system. Your lungs have these amazing little hair-like structures called cilia, covered in mucus. They usually do a great job trapping dust and bacteria, sweeping them away in a kind of dance. But the tar from cigarettes is their kryptonite. It paralyzes the cilia, allowing the particles to sink deeper into your lungs. And then the magic happens. Nicotine races through the thin walls of your lungs, enters your bloodstream, and hits your brain in what feels like an instant. It's like pressing all the buttons on your brain's control panel at once. Epinephrine and cortisol make your heart race and your body ready for action. Dopamine floods your system, making you feel happy and relaxed. Beta endorphins reduce pain and stress. You become more alert and able to focus. Your nerves become more sensitive to pleasant sensations. Your whole body relaxes. It feels amazing, but there's a catch. Your brain immediately tries to fight back, pushing against the effects of nicotine. This is fine while you've got nicotine in your blood, but when it wears off, your body is left overcompensating, creating a massive imbalance. The more you smoke, the harder your body tries to push back. That's why nicotine is so addictive. You stop feeling like yourself without it. If that was all smoking did, it might not be so bad, but nicotine brings along thousands of chemical friends, and they're not the kind you want at your party. Cadmium, lead, arsenic, and cyanide, hydrogen peroxide and nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxide, which reduces how much oxygen your blood can carry. These nasty chemicals cause damage wherever they end up in your body. Let's break it down. In your lungs, cilia cells struggle and some die. Delicate air sacs, alveoli, can pop like balloons. Extra mucus is produced, making breathing harder. Your immune system goes into overdrive, but the nicotine makes it sluggish. Cleaning cells, macrophages, try to eat up tar, but end up damaging lung tissue. In your circulatory system, nicotine raises your heart rate. Blood vessels constrict all over your body. Tiny wounds form and turn into scars. Random blood clots form, narrowing vessels even more. Your heart has to work much harder to keep blood flowing in your skin. Chemicals trigger enzymes that break down collagen. This creates wrinkles and makes your skin age faster. Your immune system takes a double hit. It's constantly activated, fighting an invisible enemy. At the same time, nicotine makes it slow and sluggish at fighting real diseases. Every single organ in your body suffers some kind of stress and permanent damage. Over time, the damage piles up. Fats get stuck in the scars inside blood vessels, narrowing them further. Your overworked heart beats even harder. Blood pressure rises. Fluids can seep out of blood vessels into your lungs. Cancer becomes a major threat. Smoking both floods your body with cancer-causing chemicals and weakens your ability to fight cancer. Smoking steals an average of 10 years from your life. But it's not just about lifespan. It's about health span. Smoking makes a big chunk of your life miserable with chronic illness. So why don't people just quit? It's not that simple. Smokers are often seen as lacking discipline, but that's unfair. Nicotine is one of the most physically and psychologically addictive substances known to humanity. The physical addiction is tough. It lasts about 3 days. But the psychological addiction, that's the real challenge. Smoking becomes tied to so many parts of your life. Hanging out with friends, taking breaks at work, dealing with stress, celebrating good moments, coping with bad ones. It's a tough habit to break because it's woven into the fabric of daily life. The truly unfair part, most smokers start as teenagers. The tobacco industry has to target young, vulnerable brains to get them hooked on the pleasurable effects of nicotine, or it would go out of business. Once you start using nicotine, you'll likely struggle with it for the rest of your life. The good news, There is some hope on the horizon. Smoking rates are going down globally. In 2000, 34% of adults smoked. By 2020, that number had dropped to 23%. That's real progress. But let's not celebrate too soon. In 2024, smoking still kills millions of people every year. It remains one of the biggest preventable causes of death and disease worldwide. There's hope for individuals, though. Quitting, even later in life, can add years back to your life. People who stop smoking by age 35 don't die earlier, on average, than non-smokers. Even if you're older, quitting can still make a huge difference. It's a bit like climate change. Every bit counts, even if some damage has already been done. We're not here to be the morality or health police. You do you, but it's important to know exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it. Most people watching this probably don't smoke, so maybe just don't start. Smoking might feel like it solves a temporary problem, but it creates a ton of permanent ones. It's a short-term fix with long-term consequences. Is it really worth it? If you're struggling to quit, don't lose hope. There are many successful strategies out there, and support is available. Your future self will thank you for making the effort.